It's a great time to be alive today, just to share thoughts and to share ideas on how to prosper in any economy. This is the Real Estate Money Show, and what we talk about in the Real Estate Money Show is to talk about ideas, we talk about information, give information to people on how anyone can prosper in any economy. I've been ruthless on social media this past few minutes, and I've been talking about the mindset and the characters of a rich Ijebu man. The mindset and the character of a rich Ijebu person. The mindset and the character of a rich Ijebu person. But before we go on, this is the show where I would like to also pick questions. I would like to also see your comments. For those of us who are watching on Facebook, you're probably watching us on YouTube, I would like to take questions and be able to respond to some of your questions. I've been having a lot of people at the same time who, in the last 1 week or two or so, I've been having a lot of people coming, sending me emails at the same time that I can't respond to at all at once. I would like to appreciate it. I would like to appreciate you. I'd like to help me to do more, send more of that to me. And by the time I have maybe some time available, I'll be able to respond to some of our questions. But as we might have all the time on ground today, I'll be able to take questions. So as I see your questions that you post on the platform, I'll be able to take them, and then so that at least we can have an organized session as we go on this platform. So basically, the mindset of an Ijebu person. What is the mentality of an Ijebu person? Why is an Ijebu person coming into our discussion? Probably maybe some of us probably need to go to my timeline now and read all the hashtag is the Ijebu man. The hashtag is Ijebu man. The hashtag is what is Ijebu man. So if you want to, maybe you have questions, I'm going to also give to some people at the end of the day. I'm also going to give my direct number to every one of us, so that then we can converse, we can have good conversation and have proper discussion on WhatsApp. So that's just going to be that's going to be the tool of that's going to be the direction we're going to be moving today. So what is the mindset or the lifestyle or the financial design of an Ijebu person? I have been studying real estate trend, and I've been studying how rich the Ijebu people are and the mentality that makes for an Ijebu person. But I've also discovered something. I've also discovered something very unique and exciting. I've also discovered that there is a mentality that the average Ijebu person possesses, or the mentality that the average rich Ijebu person possesses. I've discovered, I've been doing my study because I do real estate a lot, and I've also realized that most of the people, 3 out of every 10 Ijebu person own a property. 3 out of every 10 property that you go to transact, that I have been able to transact, I don't know about you as an individual, but that I go to transact are owned by Ijebu person. Ijebu people own many properties in town. Ijebu people are not, they are actually focused on creating repeated income, predictable income, consistent income, and tangible or indestructible income. Those are some of the things that I've noticed about the Ijebus. I am Igbo by virtue of ethnicity and all of that, but I've also noticed a trend among the average Ijebu person. He focuses on predictable income, he focuses on rental income, he focuses on consistent income. He's not just doing income for income's sake. It's not just getting a job for getting a job's sake. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to discuss the 3 things that makes for an Ijebu individual person. First of all, the Ijebu person is conscious about creating income. The Ijebu person is conscious about what? Creating income. Creating income. Now, first of all, why is the Ijebu person concerned about creating income? I have realized that before an Ijebu person will create an income, one of the things he does is this. It creates a platform. It's able to design his financial life. So if when money comes in, and the Ijebu person already has a percentage of what he's going to use that money for, he has a percentage for which he wants to be able to achieve that is income. So before money comes in, and the Ijebu person has been able to organize himself. Now what does he do? He probably creates maybe different financial baskets He calls one, probably in his head, he has one that is for retirement or for rental income. And that one, he has one again that is for probably retire, might need the board. Might need the board so that we can be able to communicate with people. Might need the board so that we can have all of that. Don't worry, we'll just get the board. Now, without small or big one, we'll get the board so that at least we can be able to address this issue. So an Ijebu person already has two kinds of, it has maybe different financial baskets. It will not create bank account for creating bank accounts alone. What it does is that it's able to create income based on what he wants to achieve. He'll be able to create his financial life based on what he has been able to design his financial life. So what does he do? First of all, he creates a family basket. Number two, he has another one called welfare basket. The third one, he has what we call a rental income or repeated income basket. Then the fourth one, he has maybe for his God, whether he does Shango worshiping or whatever he does, whether he's a Christian or a Muslim, he has one for his God. Then another one, he has another one that is called for social income, a social basket that he uses for the ashwabis. He uses for parties on Fridays and for weekends, and he uses to socialize. So he's able to centralize all his income into certain parts. So he already knows what he wants to achieve with the income that comes in his life. So what does he now do? The next step that he now creates is to do what? Is to go to the next phase of his life. Is to know okay, exactly what kind of income does he need to create part time. What kind of income should he be focusing on part time? So he focuses on creating income that will be able to help him sort out all of his financial basket. Whether he earns 35,000 naira is not the issue. Whether he earns 50,000 naira is not the issue. Whether he earns 100,000 naira or a million naira is not even the issue. The issue is that he first creates a financial basket for himself. So because he already has and knows or have an idea of what his bill is on a monthly basis. So he focuses on doing all of that. Then the next thing that he does is the second one, is that what he does do? He now creates what we call an income, he now creates an income basket for himself that will be able to help him sort all of this out. So what I'm going to do today is that I'm going to just briefly, maybe turn it the other way around. What I'm going to do today is that I'm going to just show us briefly the kinds of basket that we need to create. The kind of basket that we need to create, and that has actually helped me a lot. So I'm going to go into that right away. So an Ijebu person, what does he create? Maybe I'll put this here so that for us to be able to see it properly. And what an Ijebu person will have been able to create is that he creates first of all what we call a family basket. Number one is a family basket. Number two is a welfare basket. He gives to charity. He knows what he's going to give out to charity. He knows what he's going to give out to family. To what he's going to give out to parents. He knows what he's going to give out to people. To maybe extended families and all of that. That's welfare. Now number three thing that he now does is that he now goes to the level of, creating what we call a rental income basket. Rental income basket. Now, what an Ijebu person is not interested in, is not interested in the volume per se. Is interested in committing himself consistently to rental income. So he does not just do it for a short time. He does it again and again. That is why you find out that an Ijebu person that owns a property owns not 1, 2, or 3, or 4, or 5 properties. He owns several properties. An Ijebu person can start with 50,000 naira. And before you know it, jump to 100,000 naira. And before you know it again, jumps to 200,000 naira. And it jumps to another 500,000 naira. Before you know it, he's able to buy up the entire street within the particular location. Why? Because he's not doing the rental income for a while. He does it consistently. So some people want to invest in rental income. They just say, you know what, how much do I need to start with? And you tell them 200,000 naira. I can't do 200,000 naira. But what an Ijebu person does is that he's able to use that as 5,000 naira. or it's 50,000 naira, or it's 100,000 naira, to invest in what? In a rental income basket. And that rental income basket, you find out that maybe when an Ijebu person is at the age of 80, he's looking so young, he's looking so fresh. Why? Because he's able to invest in something that is giving him predictable income. And that's the part that he's able to do. So you might say putting on bedroom slippers on the street and walking around, he's struggling, he's looking like somebody who is struggling. But he's able to use, first of all, and the income that he creates, is able to separate what we call, is able to separate something for the what? For the rental income. He's able to separate it despite the fact that that is not living, that it may not be looking so rich today, but he's able to put certain things into an investment portfolio, and that is what he does. So the other one that he now does is that he's not able to create out of it, he's not able to do what? A social basket. He's not able to have another one called the religion basket. Whether it's a traditional worshipper or a Buddhist, or is it which one is the other one? Or a Shango worshipper, or a Christian, or a Muslim, is able to separate that. Now that's why you find out that when you say, why are Ijebu people so stingy? They are not stingy. What they have is that they've been able to plan their lives financially. They have been able to design their lives. So they are not stingy. So why? Because anybody who has been able to plan his life, you call them stingy, you call them their misers. Why? Because they have different kinds of baskets. So for you now who is probably earning an income, the problem is not usually your income. The problem is what? Is that you don't have what we call financial baskets. You don't have a structure for your finances. You don't have a structure for which you are going to be disposing money into. So when money comes into your life, what you just do is that you try your luck. And when you do try your luck, what happens is that you just, okay, at the spur of the moment, you just quickly do one particular project. Oh, you spur of the moment, you just give for social. You just give for social reasons. You also give for certain things that are not part of the business. So what you now need to focus on is, what kind of basket do I want to create per time? What kind of basket do I want to create? If I want to do social, if I want to go out maybe for dinner, I want to go out for certain things, I want to buy a shebi, what basket am I creating this? Personally, what I decided to do for myself is that I decided to know what? To create bank account for all of this. So I have personally, what I do is that I have a family basket, I have a welfare basket, I have a rental income basket, I have a social basket, and I also have for religion. Why? Because it's able to help me plan whatever comes into my life as an individual. So it's not majorly about the volume. It is about the financial lifestyle that you have been able to build for yourself. And that is the mindset of an Ijebu person. So what does he now do? He now realizes that in all of this, he's not able to achieve all of it. He wants to be able to achieve all of this. What does he now do? He now focuses on what? On creating income. So what does he now do thereafter? He creates what we call income. He creates what? An income. So he knows that it is income that will make all of this basket relevant. So whether he sells or he gets a job involved in selling and is consistently selling and is making money from that thing, what does he do? That will be the focus. So the focus now for him is that he will first create income. Whether he is a tomato seller or probably the woman is a sweeper on the streets, she will go and hustle like an immigrant so she can what? So I can generate income. That is the first thing that an Ijebu person will do. The next thing an Ijebu person will do is that he will now go what? He will now go to what? To protecting his income. I have noticed one thing about Ijebu people. They don't understand stock very well. But you know what they do? They invest in tangible and indestructible assets. They invest in tangible, indestructible, and assets that gives them predictable and consistent income. That is what an Ijebu person, Ijebu person invests in. Doesn't understand all the grammar, the money market drama. What they understand is what? Is it predictable? Is it consistent? Is it a tangible and indestructible asset? That is what they invest in. If you look at the lives of people like the richest people currently now, like some of the people, the likes of Mike Adenuga, the likes of what the people that I put on today on social media, Shubomi Balogun, some other guys, what they focus on majorly as individuals, so like the likes of Otudeko, what they focus on is to protect their money. How do you protect your money? You don't protect your money by putting it in the bank. Because even for maintenance fee, the bank system still charges you. So your money is actually depreciating whether inflation or not. So what the first thing that you do is that you protect your money by doing what? By investing in rental income. Investing in platform that gives you what? Residual and consistent income. So whether it is rental or whether it is or another asset that is indestructible, tangible, and provides you consistent and predictable income. So you're not just hoping. An eligible person does not just buy land to hope. An eligible person buys property that gives him money immediately. And that is one of the main three things that they focus on. So he's able to create income, he's able to protect his money. Protecting your money is not about doing insurance for your money alone. It's about doing what? It's about putting your money in the portfolio that gives you guaranteed and consistent income. The third one is what? The fourth one is that he is able to multiply his money. And he's able to multiply income. So he's not comfortable doing one thing. He's doing one thing again and again. He's able to do it again and again. He's consistent in his mindset for creating income. He doesn't just create just one income. What does he do? He multiplies his assets. So what an eligible person does is that he does not buy one rental portfolio. What does he do? He buys two. From two, he moves to three. From three, he moves to four. From four, he moves to five. I discovered the street that I currently live in right now. Out of the houses there, Ijebu people own majority of the houses on the street. Ijebu people own majority of the houses on the street. Probably maybe I bet some of us who are currently watching us right now, who are currently watching this platform right now, one of your landlords is probably an Ijebu person. Why? Because they understand how to multiply income. How to do what? Multiply income. So that's why you find out that people who when they are planning retirement, and the Ijebu person has planned retirement ahead of time. He's planning his retirement at the age of 25. He's planning his retirement at the age of 30. He's not waiting to the age of 55 before he plans for retirement. He may be selling shoe or selling one product in the market in Mushin, but he has series of properties that he's invested in that is giving him rental income. So for him, he knows that this business will soon die. He's a shoe seller, but he knows that this shoe that he's selling or the bedroom slipper that he's selling, the business will soon go away, will soon go out of vogue. And what will remain is that his investment in the rental income market. So for you, the three things that you need to consider is that you need to understand this mindset, because that is what is making the average Ijebu person look as if he's richer than the rest of the people. So for you, what you need to do is to understand that mindset. Never despise an Ijebu person. Never look down on an Ijebu person. Because you are putting on a finer shoe than he is, does not mean that he's not investing in his future. Because you are dressing so nice and looking so nice on your suit and your tie and all of that, and the guy is just walking on the street, he is probably richer than the people who are all dressed up and going out to go and hustle and all of that. Why? Because whatever he takes, whatever he earns from, he's able to take a minute of it, a percentage of that, and put it into an investment. I know that this week some people have invested with us already. Don't just do it once. Continue to do it again and again. Do it repeatedly. Do it repeatedly, because it should be investment should be a habit. It should not just be a one-time thing. Don't just be comfortable just doing it once. Do it again and again, again and again, again and again, consistently. Do it again and again. Create a basket for it. Out of my 100,000 naira that I earn on a monthly basis, I am devoting a particular percentage, maybe about 30% of it. I'm devoting it into the rental income basket. So I put a percentage on it. So out of the whatever I'm earning, I put a particular percentage on it. Why? Because I need to be able to plan my retirement while I am working. Because your job is meant to be to give you an income seed for what? For retirement. So your job, the salary you earn is actually a cash flow seed for what? For retirement. So, and how you plant it is where? You plant it in the rental income basket. You plant it in the rental income farm. You plant it in the rental income portfolio so that it grows. And you know what? The more seed you plant, the more likely your success will be. So the more seed that you plant, the more likely you're going to retire rich and retire successful. So don't just be comfortable just doing it once, because you just did it once and you're okay. Don't be okay. Don't be an average Nigerian. Be an Ijebu man when you are investing. That has been the episode for today. I would like to talk. Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? I would like to take questions. I would like to take comments for those of us who are we don't have any question. Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Okay, we don't have any question. For I believe that maybe as we go on, the questions will be arriving and the comments will also be arriving. I would like to appreciate everyone that has watched us. Now, if you want to communicate directly with me, I'm going to give out the number because I said it earlier on today. If you want to be able to communicate with me, the number that you're going to use to communicate with me within the next 40 minutes or 1 hour is 080 30868300. 080 30868300. You can only communicate with me on WhatsApp. Calling me, you will not be able to get through to me. You can communicate with me on WhatsApp. 080 30868300. That is the number you're going to use to communicate with me. God bless you. Stay rich and free. Go and be an Ijebu man. Hashtag Ijebu man. Go and succeed.